Hey guys, it's Jarrett here with the amazing Claire Holt, star of the originals. We are talking
Hi.
We are talking all about tonight's brand new episode, The Masquerade That Lies in Wait, and a lot of other things. I'm not really sure.
Many things.
I don't know what's going to go into this video because it got a little nuts. So let's find out together. Huge Rebecca episode last week. We learned a lot about her history with Marcel and with her brothers. What did you like about what those flashbacks illuminated about her?
I think it showed a softer side to her, which I always like the audiences to see. And it really gave an insight into her relationship with Marcel, and that it was real and it was deep and strong. And I think that it showed some of the hurt that she felt coming back into town after he'd let Klaus dagger her for 50-something years. So I always love the opportunity to do the flashbacks because I think it gives the audience a little more backstory.
And I feel like, no offense to the Vampire Diaries, but the original seems to also have figured out its wig game in this flashback situation a little bit.
Yeah, great. I know. Ask Daniel Gillies. He's very particular about his flashback wigs.
Understood.
But they look pretty solid, didn't they? I actually wasn't wearing a wig in those flashbacks. That was my hair and then some little extension business.
You give very good 1600.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, that has to be fun, like those outfits. I mean, when really do you get to do a contemporary piece that has the ability to...
Never. That's what's so awesome about this show, that like there's so many time periods that we've done now, and from the 20s flashback, and it's really awesome. I get to do all these little mini movies, so.
What era have you not visited as Rebecca that you want to see her in?
Maybe like, I was Daggett in the 50s. The problem was I was Daggett in a lot of the cool eras in the 1900s. So I think, I don't know, BC, before Christ.
Nice. Let's make it biblical.
Let's go
back, bones in the hair, the whole thing.
I would have liked to see her in the 70s, but I'd like to see Marcel in the 70s.
Oh, fro for days.
Fro for days.
But speaking of Marcel, we did get to see a lot of their relationship. But what's cool about it is we know there's true affection there, but as we saw at the end of last week's episode, he's kind of way beyond that now.
Yep.
Does she feel a little bit spurned?
Absolutely. She always does. I feel like this poor girl puts herself out there all the time, and all these boys leave her in the dust. I think she hasn't been able to let go of the fact that this was someone who she really had feelings for, and he left her behind and seemingly has moved on with another blonde in town. So we'll get to explore more of, how their relationship develops over the next few episodes, but poor Bex.
Yeah, but Rebecca likes a challenge. I feel like if she came to New Orleans and he was there, open arms, shirt off, she would be like, no, I'm not interested.
You're right.
Well, open arms, shirt on, she wouldn't be interested.
Open arms, shirt on. I don't know if you've seen his body, but yeah, I think you're right. I think she does like a little bit of a challenge, but it's never nice to... She's very aggressive, isn't she?
I like it. I'm into it. And that's why the fans like her so much, I think, too.
Yeah, I think so.
And while she's obviously having trouble with all of the boys, we got to see her with a lady friend sort of really for the first time since that fake Elena friendship when they were searching for the cure. What do you like about what Rebecca and Haley get to do together?
I think the nice thing about it is neither of them have ever really had that sisterly, motherly thing, that protective dynamic, and I think Rebecca feels protective of Haley, and despite the fact that she doesn't want to, and she walks into the room, asking if she's the maid, she comes to really like having this female presence around, I think. So it's nice for Rebecca and myself to have that. It's pretty fun to have scenes with Phoebe, and I think it'll be really nice for the audiences to see that.
Is it nice to work with each other sans tails?
It is nice sans tails. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize how hard it was working with a tail until afterwards when we're just sitting on 2 rocking chairs. It's much different, much easier. I know it's such a different experience to our first time round, so it's really great.
If you had told Claire circa H2O that, in like 6 years, the two of you be working together on this huge hit show in America, what would she have said?
I would have said, my mother told me not to tell fibs growing up, and you shouldn't either. No, I never would have believed you. It's crazy. Like, even thinking about that, of all the people in the world, and the fact that, I actually tested for the Secret Circle. And so we had that up, and then I moved on to the Vampire Diaries, and she was there, and then we've come back together and been on Vampire together, and now the originals. Someone wants us to stick together, that's for sure, but it's great.
I love that. So tonight's episode is the big vampire masquerade ball.
Yes.
Because nobody loves a masquerade ball like a vampire.
Exactly.
They love throwing those
Love
kinds of
those balls. Love showing off.
Right? You have a very beautiful outfit in this episode.
Pretty cool, huh?
It's really, really nice.
And I didn't even have Spanx on. Like everyone to know that. It's all me.
Now you know.
That dress.
Well, looking ahead, obviously, we are just only sort of cracking the iceberg. I don't think that's an expression.
Cracking.
I don't think that's...
Cracking the iceberg. Somewhere, that is.
I don't know what that means. I don't know
That's
that
my favorite game to play, by the way.
Not an
Just
expression.
do an expression that doesn't make any sense.
So we are currently killing the vase when it comes to the original.
Two birds in the hand is better than a rolling stone with moss.
In reality, we are just sort of seeing the tip of the iceberg as to what the originals is capable of and has in store for us. What are you excited for the fans to see in subsequent episodes?
You know what? I'm really excited. They've always been so loyal to the originals, the family, and really supportive of our characters. But I'm excited for them to see Marcel and Leah Pipes is so crazy talented. We did this table read one day and she blew me away. She was, my jaw dropped watching her. And I'm really just excited for the fans to see all these new, wonderful, talented people. And the CW is so great at that. They give people shots, and people who don't necessarily have star power or a name, or they let them onto the network and give them the opportunity to shine. So I'm really, really excited for everyone to see what those guys can do.
That's very sweet.
I don't mean a word of it. Saying it for Twitter followers. I'd like you to put that on your bio under Twitter.
There you go.
I'm going to put does a good 1600s, and you're going to put rad.
There you go. I feel like that would be good. You could put that on your resume too. Just
do a mean 1600s.
Hula hoop.
Hula hoop.
Speaks British and American
all
accent.
those things are made up. Like when you start acting and all those things you put on, like sword fighting, horse riding.
But you've now done all of those things on the show. You sword fit.
I know.
Sword fit. You fought with a sword in last week.
Sword fit. It's a new workout phrase.
Yeah, you were fencing last week.
I know. All those things that you say you can do, guess what? They're going to make you do them. So you better learn.
So what is the one thing that you could be forced to do for the originals you'd be most excited to add to your repertoire?
Oh, mostly skydiving.
Oh, that's never going to happen.
Rebecca dives out of a plane.
I mean, I know she's invincible, but the CW is never going to
Rebecca and Amelia Earhart jump out. It's a flashback.
Oh my God, so she's really alive and
yep.
Wow.
This is going to pitch that.
This is like National Treasure style. This is amazing. The things I'm learning.
I think we're going to lose viewers if we do that. But so yeah, I don't know. Gosh, there's so many cool things that we get to do on that show. But yeah, skydiving. It's the only way you're going to get me to do it if you force me to, because it's my job.
Okay. And you're a professional.
And I'm a professional.
Again,
not
in a hooker way.
Not in weird, a hooker skydiver. Never heard of that.
That could actually work on the CW.
That's a great show. Let's pitch that.